you've been on with us 3 or 4 times now, and you're always just chock full of good information for us. You know, Maria, we've actually done some stories on the program before of people correcting other people's kids in Walmart and stuff like that. But according to this recent article, and we're going to talk about with you, even more than that, there's a lot of something going on called mommy shaming, where you know somebody is just all over you because you're just not correcting your kid right, or you're not feeding them right, or you're not doing this, or you're sending them to the wrong school, or they're going to grow up and be psychotic killers because of how you're raising them. I mean, is this really a genuine issue?
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I think this has probably always been going on, except these days it can happen in 140 characters or less. So what I mean by that is it's not just to your face or in your play groups or at the preschool or at the schools or in the carpool line. It's on Facebook and Twitter and everything else. So it becomes very public shaming.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whether you're doing it on Facebook or somewhere else, I am still stunned, mothers and otherwise, what some people are willing to say to and about other people on a platform like a Facebook or Twitter, as if they think nobody else can see it. Sometimes I think the reason that happens, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes the one that's doing the instructing or the correcting of the other person, it's not really about helping that person out. It's really their way on a social media platform to make themselves look bigger.
And feel better, and I call that courage behind a keyboard. That's what I call that.
Courage behind a keyboard. I'm going to steal that line, by the way.
Easy to do that. But when you're a parent and a new parent, look, there's no handbook, right? So we're all kind of out here doing it the best we can. But there's nothing like an infant or a 2-year-old to make a very educated, intelligent adult feel like an imbecile. Because guess what? There's no handbook to parenting. So what might work in my family may not work in yours.
Well, not even from family to family, but sometimes from kid to kid. You know, if we had tried everything with our second child that we did with our first, it would not have worked. They were 2 completely different individuals.
Well, it becomes, you're absolutely right. And it becomes a thing these days anymore. It's like if you're not feeding your child 100% organic, New Zealand, gluten-free, HMO-free,
tasteless, odorless,
yoga, and 6 languages, and while you're filling out their birth certificate, you're also filling out college admissions, then somehow you're not doing it good enough. It's just ridiculous. It's like, can we not all just put down our swords of superiority and pick up a glass of kumbaya?
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, sometimes too, Maria, none of us were perfect parents. You know, my wife was, but I mean the rest of us. But we're not perfect people. And sometimes don't we do some of our best learning sometimes when we've tried something with our kids and we saw what did not work?
Absolutely, and that's why do we need to judge others? I mean, look, when you're a new parent or when you have toddlers or frankly when you have teenagers, you're exhausted. You don't know, as I always say, and you know this, there's no perfect mom. There is an empowered mom. Yeah, right?
Exactly.
That's the whole point is that, and this is what I wrote about in my book that's coming out this summer. I called it Civil War in Mommy Nation. It's like, let's just all put down our weapons and go, hey, you know what? My kid just ate a crayon, but he's still alive, and we're okay.
Yeah. Of course, now he's burping chartreuse. But
that's okay.
That's good. That's good. We like that color. You can find all of her stuff at www.theempoweredmom.com. And as she mentioned, the new book coming out, Civil War in Mommy Nation. Maria, let me ask you this. We're talking mainly here about criticism or correction or advice to a mother that's basically unsolicited, but within a certain scope of people, is some of that okay as long as it really is being done in the right way? I mean, it's not saying to your daughter or to your niece or somebody, oh, don't do that. But sometimes you can tell when they're struggling. And is it a better approach to say, you know what, Susie, I know these times are tough. We sure had them. One thing that we found that worked was, and just genuinely, truly give them, hey, how about this, as opposed to dump it on the mom?
Well, sure. And I think what you said, the unsolicited part,
yeah,
it depends on the relationship. It depends on the tone and how it's said. I mean, and hey, what might have worked for our parents may not work for parents today, or may not work for another family. So I think it really is all in the way it's approached, and whether it's in a kind way, or if it's, oh, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is how you should do it if you're going to be a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's completely different elements. And this whole mom shaming and being against each other, look, as parents, we're all in this together. So it really behooves all of us if we can just kind of pick each other's hand up and hold hands and go, what do you need? Because we all need help.
Yeah, we all need help in various ways. Moms, dads, aunts, and uncles, we all need it. And there is nobody that really gives themselves enough internal pressure over raising a child than a mother. I know my wife, who has been a fabulous mother. I know that she often would beat herself up, sometimes over pretty incidental things, but she just felt like she was letting her kids down because she wasn't perfect all the time. And I asked her, I said, was your mom perfect every time? And she said, no. And I said, and you didn't seem to turn out to be that bad of a mess.
Exactly. And I mean, just kind of, like I said, just put down our swords and let's support each other. I mean, again, there's no perfect mom. It doesn't exist. It's like calling a working mom is a redundant term.
Yeah, I don't know how it worked in your church back in May, but at our church when we celebrated Mother's Day, it was for every mother that was there, not just the perfect ones. Again, you can find her stuff online at theempoweredmom.com. That's theempoweredmom.com. Look for her new book, Civil War in Mommy Nation, and beware of courage behind the keyboard. That was a great line.
Love it.
I'm going to use that. Hey, Maria, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Love being with you. Have a fabulous day.
You too. Talk to you again soon. Maria Luce from down there in the Dallas area, theempoweredmom.com.